you know, there's still a lot of room for those pitchers that have a feel for getting hitters out, reacting to how hitters are swinging the bat, trying to rush them in and work them away. It was just, I mean, when you look at both of them, very similar in the way they attack hitters. Cutters, fastballs in, I think Means has a little more on his fastball, but the changeup is the big play.
Let me jump in on that right there and then. Ronnie, to me, it seems like we've gotten to a point within our game where changeups, especially changeups from right-handed starting pitchers, it seems to be disappearing completely. We see the emphasis on high spin four-seamers on the top of the zone and then really hard sliders, little dot sliders that tunnel out of the last part right before the strike zone to right-hand hitters or left-hand hitters. But we don't see changeups anymore. And to me, what I'd like to have you talk about a little bit, because I know you were a split guy more than a changeup guy, but that effectiveness from a hitter standpoint in that separation of speed, that one that's 10 to 15 miles an hour, how devastating that is at home plate.
Well, I remember that Billy Ripken was talking to me about how hard it is to control a changeup and velocity pitch, because you've got to control the velocity right here at the plate, but you also have to control the pitch that's 10 feet out there that's not at the plate yet. To me, I think that if you're able to change speeds, and we see guys, we've seen the circle grip, we've got the Vulcan grip, we see a lot of guys using now. We know about the lefties who kind of turn it over.
Yeah, so to point to one of the cameras here.
Yeah, and the lefties who kind of turn it over. Okay. But what we have is what Dan was talking about, is that the Rapsado or TrackMan, what they're telling these right-handed pitchers is you keep that spin rate up on your four-seamer high in the zone, and you play a big breaking ball out of that same spot. Tunneling both of those pitches makes it almost impossible for the hitter to deal with. When I think of that, I think Tyler Glasnow, right? When you watch him pitch, I know he's added a little cutter, but he's a guy that can live right here, and that curveball comes out of the same spot. So a changeup almost is not needed. Now, in my day, I threw a split, as Dan was saying, but because you were given free rein to throw whatever could get hitters out. But a lot of organizations, and my split was really on the seams. I threw a sinking fastball, and I would just split it over the seams. But a lot of organizations have taken the split finger out of play. Like they feel like it's going to hurt young pitchers' arms. So a lot of pitchers don't have it. That's why Ohtani and other guys that throw it, guys can't hit it.
So see, and here's the issue for me, Fran, both at the collegiate level, because I've watched a ton of college games this year, and at the professional level. We're seeing such less fastball command. Then we're seeing a lot of hard breaking pitches. Most of those breaking pitches aren't called strike breaking pitches, especially your slower top-to-bottom curveball that changed two planes. Ron knows. That's a 50-50 pitch.
Right.
That's a very difficult pitch to get a call strike on. So now, if you're in a given game, you have below-average fastball command because of velocity and overthrowing. You're not getting called strike on your secondary pitches, and you don't have a changeup to get to. You fall into very predictable patterns. And I don't care how hard you throw. Hitters are going to time up your fastball.
Right.
They're going to time up your fastball, and it doesn't even matter if it's in their zone. They're going to square you up, and I'm concerned as an industry. So how hard is it to actually teach somebody to have a quality changeup? Because I know you struggled with that.
Yeah, I struggled with the changeup only because when I was first taught, when I first came up, I had more of a screwball action on my changeup, and it was a very good one. Devin Williams has a bit of one of those, and but it just killed my shoulder. My shoulder was barking, so I couldn't throw it. So that's why I developed the split finger. But I would think the changeup of all pitches is one of the easiest to teach because it is the grip that reduces the velocity if you're throwing it right. Has nothing to do with turning it over, has nothing to do with anything except fastball motion, grip takes the speed off, and also if you want to be a starting pitcher, and you watched a lot of college games, you want to be a starting pitcher in the major leagues, you're going to have that third pitch at some point.